The chosen one. The Lord says this weapon is yours to use tonight. The night was silent, heavier than usual, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Aaron stood alone on the hill, the cold wind brushing against his cloak. Below him, the kingdom slept, unaware that darkness was moving closer with every passing second. For years, Aaron had been ordinary. No crown, no army, no prophecy he believed in. Yet tonight was different. A voice broke the silence. Not loud, not terrifying, but powerful, calm, and undeniable. Do not be afraid. Aaron fell to his knees, his heart pounded as light poured from the sky, gathering before him. From within the light emerged a weapon, simple in shape, but burning with a strength beyond steel or fire. "This weapon is yours," the Lord said. "Not because you are strong, but because you are willing." Aaron reached out, trembling. The moment his hand touched the weapon, memories flooded his mind. Every injustice, every cry for help, every moment he chose kindness when hatred was easier. The voice spoke again. "Tonight, you do not fight for glory. You fight for those who cannot. You fight because you were chosen." The light faded. The weapon remained. In the distance, horns of war echoed through the valley. Aaron stood up. For the first time, he understood. He was no longer just a man standing in the dark. He was the chosen one, and tonight, destiny would change. The night the stars fell silent was the night everything changed. A heavy mist covered the land of Eridal, rolling through forests and valleys like a living thing. Even the animals had gone quiet. Somewhere far away, bells rang once, then stopped, as if fear itself had reached out and crushed the sound. Aaron did not know why he had been called to the Hill of Ashes. All he knew was that the dream had returned for the 7th night in a row. "Come," the voice had said. "Come before the darkness reaches the gates." Aaron was no hero. He was a blacksmith's son, his hands scarred from fire and iron, his life shaped by work and loss. His father had died years ago defending the village from raiders, armed with nothing but a hammer and courage. Since then, Aaron had learned a simple truth. The world was cruel, and prayers often went unanswered. Yet tonight, something burned in his chest as he climbed the hill. At the summit stood an ancient altar, cracked and forgotten. Runes carved into the stone pulsed faintly, as though remembering a power the world tried to erase. Aaron stepped closer, his breath visible in the cold air. Then the wind stopped, the mist parted, and the sky opened. Light poured down, not like lightning, but like dawn breaking through night. It wrapped around Aaron, warm and heavy, pressing him to his knees. His heart thundered in his chest. A voice spoke, not from the sky, not from the ground, but from everywhere. "Aaron, son of no king." Tears filled his eyes. He had never told anyone his name in the dreams. "I am not worthy. You have the wrong man." The light grew brighter. "I do not choose the mighty. I choose the willing." From the heart of the light, something began to form. A weapon. It was neither sword nor spear, but something older, its edge dark as night, its edge glowing faintly with runes that shifted like living fire. The air around it hummed, vibrating with restrained power. Aaron felt its presence before he touched it. The weapon carried sorrow, hope, rage, mercy. "This weapon was forged before crowns existed," the Lord said. "It answers not to bloodlines, but to the heart that carries it." Aaron shook his head. "Why tonight?" The voice hardened. "Because tonight the veil will break." Suddenly, Aaron saw visions, cities burning, shadows wearing the shapes of men, a crowned figure of darkness rising from a throne of bones. He saw children hiding, soldiers falling, faith crumbling. And at the center of it all, himself, standing alone. "This weapon is yours to use tonight," the Lord said. "Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready." Aaron reached out. The moment his fingers closed around the weapon, pain exploded through his body. He screamed as memories not his own flooded his mind, every chosen bearer before him, every victory paid for with sacrifice, every failure written in blood. He saw a truth the world had forgotten. Power always demands a price. The pain stopped. Aaron gasped, collapsing forward, the weapon still in his grasp. The light began to fade. "Wait! Tell me how to win!" There was silence. Then, softly, "Winning is not your task. Standing is." The sky darkened. The stars returned. The altar fell still. Only the weapon remained, real, heavy, undeniable. A horn echoed from the valley below. Then another. Then screams. Aaron stood up. For the first time, he understood. He was no longer just a man standing in the dark. He was the chosen one, and tonight, destiny would change. Dawn did not bring peace. The battlefield outside Eridon lay quiet, but it was the kind of silence that followed screaming, a silence filled with things left unfinished. Broken shields littered the ground, smoke curled lazily from blackened earth. The dead did not move. Aaron stood among them, the weapon still in his hand. It felt heavier now, not because of blood, but because of knowledge. The soldiers stared at him from a distance. Some whispered prayers. Others stepped back, fear flickering in their eyes. They had seen him cut through the shadows like fire through dry grass, but power like that never came without a shadow of its own. Aaron noticed. He said nothing. That morning, the elders of Eridol summoned him to the high hall, a place built for kings, not blacksmiths' sons. Stone pillars rose like frozen giants, and banners of forgotten victories hung at tatters from the ceiling. One elder spoke, his voice trembling. "You are the one from the prophecy." Aaron clenched his jaw. "Then your prophecy is late." The elder's face darkened. "The Dark King has awakened." The words hit harder than any blade. They told him of Malachar, once the greatest of the chosen. Long ago, the Lord had given him a weapon as well. Malachar fought the darkness and won. But victory hollowed him. He began to believe the power was his, not entrusted. When the Lord fell silent, Malachar crowned himself king. He turned his weapon against the world he once saved. And when the Lord struck him down, Malachar did not die. He fell beyond the veil, waiting. Aaron felt the weapon in his hand pulse, as if it remembered. "That thing you carry," an elder whispered, "was forged to stop him." That night, the sky burned red. Across the northern plains, the veil cracked open like broken glass. From the wound in the world rose a throne of black stone, and upon it sat a figure wrapped in shadow and fire. Malachar had returned. His armor was fused to his flesh, etched with symbols older than language. A crown of fractured light hovered over his head, and in his hand was a weapon, a mirror of Aaron's own. When Malachar spoke, the world listened. "The Lord chose wrong. Tonight I reclaim what was stolen from me." Darkness rolled outward, swallowing cities, bending armies to their knees. Those who resisted were broken. Those who knelt were spared, but changed. Aaron felt it from miles away. Fear crept into his chest, sharp and cold. The Lord did not speak. For the first time since the Hill of Ashes, Aaron was truly alone. He traveled north, haunted by dreams of fire and crowns. Along the way, he found survivors, broken people who followed him not because he believed in prophecy, but because he did not turn them away. A fallen knight, a healer who had lost her faith, a thief who had never chosen the right side, until now. Each night, the weapon whispered to Aaron, "Use me fully, end him." But Aaron remembered the pain, the memories, the warning. Power always demands a price. At the edge of the broken citadel, Malachar awaited him. The Dark King smiled when he saw Aaron. "So, the Lord sends another boy to do king's work." Aaron raised his weapon. "You were chosen once." "Yes," Malachar replied softly, "and abandoned."